I do recall the early 1990s when Bitcoin and the internet were both going through tough patches. Oh, it's for pornographic material. The purpose is to bet. Our children should not be exposed to. Yes, you know, never again will I use my credit card. Do you not understand? The internet was severely distrusted, you know, connecting email to the internet was the first step. The ChatGPT moment was that. After that, they essentially just ran. Recently, Marty and Cathie Wood had a conversation on Bitcoin on the TFTC podcast. In this interview, Cathie discusses her thoughts and feelings on Bitcoin's development, comparing it to the early days of the internet, when widespread doubt and bad press accompanied its launch. With a 2% increase in the last 24 hours and an 8% increase in the last 30 days, the price of Bitcoin is around $69,000 at the time this episode is being recorded. At the same time, RFK Jr. has publicly stated that he will take cryptocurrency donations and a new meme token with his likeness is making the rounds. The United States prospects in the Bitcoin market are looking brighter as Biden's administration begins to modify its stance on regulation. Until something called a Telecommunications Act was passed in the 1980s, Americans couldn't use the internet. I believe that developers simply did not incorporate payment infrastructure due to our origins in the underground economy, together with the lingering effects of that and the ambition to make the internet a commercial enterprise. It was solely for the purpose of exchanging data. Additionally, AOL was on the way, which served as a rapid introduction to the situation and helped people grasp what was happening. That's fascinating. You may be more familiar with the background of the payments infrastructure and the layer that was actually attempted to be implemented. My guess is that business needs took precedence. With this remnant of anticipation, this is a system of interconnected data. This needs to be done first. Now that we know what we know, there's even more of a purpose to add that payments layer in significance since they simply never included it. That's how a lot of technological projects stay on track. Criminal and unlawful behavior is an attempt by the status quo to impede their progress. These are just a few examples of the many convergences that are now occurring in the realm of technology. More than half of Bitcoin's energy today comes from renewable sources, so that's one positive aspect. Plus, it could be a solution to some environmental concerns, right? By installing Bitcoin. Mining hardware in its natural gas fields this way, instead of burning the gas and emitting even more harmful methane, the energy may be used to create Bitcoin. At last, it seemed like someone was getting it. We co-wrote an article with Square Now Block, I believe it was at the time, about how Bitcoin will function in the future. We are witnessing this happening right now, and it will be a means to overbuild wind and solar power. So you integrate Bitcoin mining into a utilities environment in a place with constant sunshine like Florida, where we moved our business, to the point where these enormous storage facilities become utility drains. What comes next? Is that all it is? No. You can use the money you earn from Bitcoin mining to finance the construction of more wind and solar power facilities. As a result, we think the convergence to be mutually beneficial. So far, it's been fascinating. This reminds me of when the internet was first starting off. Are you aware of the amount of power that the internet uses? The amount of energy it uses is comparable to Denmark's. Bitcoin was no different, of course. Everyone has heard this before. Do you recall when Tesla or Elon Musk added Bitcoin to Tesla's balance sheet? That was one of the motivations for our energy research. He acted in that way because he believed it was morally correct. Afterwards, he faced a significant pushback from the surroundings. Naturally, he founded Tesla with the intention of rescuing humanity from itself in the areas of energy, electric automobiles, and autonomous mobility in general. Bitcoin, which he now wears on his belt, has grown into such a phenomenon. So it was that he, Jack Dorsey, and I at a conference we held, we addressed this and many other misconceptions and issues related to Bitcoin. I believe Steve Lee was one of the first speakers. The B term is still used to describe it. B is the word in question. All markets, but notably the stock market, are affected by this. Our business model is based on the premise that 5 main platforms are merging. There are 14 distinct technologies that are merging into these 5 main innovation platforms. Robotics, energy storage, artificial intelligence, blockchain, and multiomic sequencing are the 5 main platforms in the field of life sciences. All of these things are coming together, but artificial intelligence is the main driver. All of them are having an effect on each other, to a certain extent. Research departments in the conventional financial sector typically assign analysts tasks based on industry, or more accurately, sector or, in their opinion, sub-industry. Every one of our 5 analysts covers just a little portion of the market, 5 in the consumer space, 5 in healthcare, and 5 in technology. And you know what? It is completely incorrect to structure in that way if technologies are merging. Technology has thus been used to coordinate ARC and ARCS's research. 14 distinct technologies and 14 analysts arranged according to technology. Since they are both experts in technology and well-rounded in their respective fields, they are in a prime position to observe these developments. Adhere to learning curves which are shown by a decrease in cost. Our analysts will be in a strong position when prices and costs decrease and these technologies are used across sectors. In contrast, those analysts who are focused on a narrow area will fail to see this trend. They aren't prepared for this convergence thing either. Even if they don't understand it or embrace it, they still don't. Accordingly, I consider that to be a crucial differentiator. Many others would look at our performance with disapproval, thinking, well, hasn't it helped you much with regards to ARC? Last year was fantastic since people started to believe that interest rates were going down, but this year something has gone wrong and destroyed all long-term assets in this market. 21-22, they could feel us getting close to the crest, and here we have the polar opposite once more. Also, we're dealing with a problem with focus. In terms of electricity, you might be aware that upstate New York is home to a hydroelectric facility. It would be so happy to have a plant, bah. According to the account I heard, from an infrastructure standpoint, it is just not feasible to transmit its power all the way down to New York City. However, a new community is springing up around Bitcoin mining, and the area is starting to thrive thanks to the Bitcoin community, so it's breathing new life into rural places that were previously dormant, feeling a bit abandoned or stuck. Indeed, it's all about innovation no matter what we do. A lot of fuss is sure to ensue if innovative ideas cause a shift in the established global order. Why? Please leave this place immediately since the old guard is treating us like fleas. I don't think you have a place here.